We're going to be talking about one of the biggest things that are wrong with this game. So, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but there's a massive update that's going to be coming out tomorrow. I'll read it to you right now. So first, let me start off this dungeon so we can get it started so I can show you the effects of this ring versus what's going to happen tomorrow. So let me see. I got the Serpent Ring active. Let's see, do I have my 8 greens? Yes, I do. Okay, so for tomorrow, fix the bug where the Blast Pass Season 2 rewards for every 5th tier is not shown as a chest. And the next thing is Blessings. Blessing. Modify the difficulty of obtaining the Nightwind Blessing. Greatly increase the drop rate of fragments obtainable from dungeons. So that means those things are going to be a lot easier to get. So they're not going to sell for as much in the marketplace. So everyone that worked their butt off to get this is basically getting slapped across the face. I've anticipated this from the beginning. A lot of the hard things, a lot of the walls, the content walls were there to slow the player base down, and they want to keep this game alive, so they want to cater to all the new players. And I mean it's a good tactic, but let me keep reading. Blessing modified the difficulty of obtaining the blind executioner blessing. So the memory fragment can now be obtained from the abyssal chest, and who just mines the halls of the dead. Increase the drop rate of fragments obtainable from dungeons, and lower the price of memory fragments sold by the warrior talent merchant from 3,000 to 1,000. So that's right. The people who grinded this and actually got to 3,000 warrior talents basically got a big slap in the face and said, they're not even getting a refund for the time invested, the seeds spent, and the amount of time and effort put to actually grind and get that. So they went from 3,000 talents to 1,000. So in the one hand, it's good for the people that don't have it, but it's also really difficult for the people that actually grinded to get it. Fix the bug where the Crusader Storm Chaser Blessing Shield Wall skill enhancement effect is not applied. Fix the bug where the cooldown is not displayed when one is the Crusader Storm Chaser Blessing Shield Wall skill. Events. Fix the bug where the Juvenile Salamander icon is shown in the world map in specific locations when the summer event is activated. Now, I'm going to be skipping this next part. I'm going to go back to it, but the big thing that I really want to talk about in this video is reduce Blood Leech effect on the Ring of the Whispering God. Modify the Blood Leech effect that was more effective than expected. The effect may now only be applied to a maximum of 2 monsters per attack, and the effect may now only be applied. The Ring of the Whispering Serpent's Blood Leech effect has been reduced from 7.5%, originally 12.8%, now down to 2%. So reduce. So let's talk about that. Okay, so look at all this gear. I'm gonna double check what he's sharing. So he has basically a whole build around greens. Same thing as most people. Like I have this helmet. I had a trade with a friend of mine to get greens. I got this totem that has greens. Let's see. I swapped out a 520 belt for just the yellows and greens on this one. I got greens on this one. It finally made it relevant. So that's kind of disgusting that we're not able to actually do that. So I'm gonna go into party chat and talk to the rest of the group, and I'm gonna ask the priest to basically have judgment on, and we're gonna go this dungeon. So we're gonna basically see what it looks like without the ring. So I'm gonna take off the ring. I'm just gonna slap this on in the meantime, and then I'm only gonna do this dungeon with basically his judgment. Because judgment. Oh, you're not on judgment? Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, 1.5% is similar. So now this is going to be viable again, I guess. Priests are going to be used more for the judgment. I mean, obviously the combination is to have judgment and mark to have a perfect composition for your team. But the reality is, like, that ring pretty much made the game enjoyable because they literally they said themselves that this is one of those games that doesn't require a priest. So let's see. So I'm gonna wait for him to actually put judgment down on this boss, so you guys can see how much I'm really gonna be healing for, because this is actually a major letdown. So I'm gonna have my pots ready. Do I even have pots? Okay, I have like potions of regeneration, but let's see. All right. Whenever you're ready, devil. Your thing. Alright, so I'm at 36% health. I'm gonna amplify with the firebomb. So already, I am significantly not healing quickly enough. So that meteor gave me about 887 health. And you gotta remember that you gotta think about this way. When you're playing these dungeons, I'm a mage. So I'm hitting significantly harder for burst damage than I am than any other class, unless like you're an earth-breaking Zerg. A priest is not going to heal the same way or the same amount that a mage is going to be hitting. Same thing with a crusader. The crusader is not going to be hitting as hard as a burst, burst damage class. I'm not saying that you can't use other skills to, mitigate that. Oh, snaps. But I'm just kind of showing you guys what it's like. Initially, I mean, I'm going to have to actually start using something like this. This is a perfect roll blink belt. So personally, I feel like what they can do to make this game a lot better is, I understand that they need to nerf the ring, but I would say a compromise would be 5%. Because that's 8 greens that you sacrifice that give literally nothing to anything else. Like, let's read the stats. It says right here, Ring of the Whispering Serpent, gold gain, and all it does is 7% extra health. It literally gives you nothing for attack, no benefits to crit rate. It's specifically only for healing. So the fact that who in their right mind would actually give up build for 8 greens for 2% consistent healing, you're better off just healing with the fresh fruit pie, because that's consistently going to be healing you over time, and where you're not always going to be hitting. Alright, so I'm probably going to die right here, so I'm going to pop a potion. Never thought I was actually going to say that. It's been a while since I've actually had to do that. Yeah. And I just died from one of the slimes. That's my mistake. I was playing a little sloppy. I mean, the biggest issue when it comes to talking about this ring is the fact that I'm just, the amount of time and effort people have spent seeds, just making their builds around the serpent ring, and then for the developers to just kind of take it back as if it was a mistake. And you can't do that. I mean, same thing with people who grinded for Blind Executioner. Same people, the people that grinded for Exalted. If they are going to be reducing the cost for Blind Executioner, then all those people that got Blind Executioner early should get their 2,000 warrior talents back for sure. Whoops, I'm playing sloppy again. So if their end goal was to actually get people to waste and purchase more scrolls, then there's more than one way for them to actually do this. I'm actually gonna get myself up. Oh, never mind. He's actually gonna get me up. All right, let me take a look at this. Because if it's a money issue, then I see their motive is to gain more money, but this is actually gonna piss off so much of their player base that who wants to actually spend money on this game when they're just gonna take things back? Like, why build for something in the game if they're just gonna change their mind? Oops. Okay, yeah, I'm dying really bad. I'm playing sloppy. I'm trying to talk. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I gotta punish myself and actually use seeds because I am not playing up to par right now. I don't think I'm using the right build. Yeah, I don't have my 3,000 defense on. No wonder I'm so squishy. Okay, here we go. Alright, so that's what it was like to play without the ring. So I died 3 times, but most of the issue was my own fault. My defense is at 8,966, but if I used the right gear on, I probably would have gotten not hit as hard. I have 12,000 defense basically. So I'm gonna go back and use a serpent ring and kind of show you guys what it looks like. I mean, you guys already know what it looks like. I mean, that's why everybody uses it. But oh, let's go back. So you guys saw what it was like to have 1.5% judgment. So now let's do the rest of the dungeon with the serpent ring. And I get that you can't make this ring super overpowered where you don't basically respect mechanics. I mean, because that's the main issue that's been happening in this game, is that you just pretty much muscle your way through it and you don't even pay attention to any of the mechanics, so all the dungeons are really easy. But again, like, don't take something that's good that no one's really complained about and then just throw it away. Like, who's gonna actually compromise for 2%? So just like that, I literally got all my health back. So I can definitely see that it's still overpowered with, 12%. It was definitely broken. At 7%, it's overpowered. But I say 5% is a good compromise because the thing is, it's a situational ring. Like you're not gonna heal through every single thing. Like people think they are, but they haven't touched abyssal dungeons yet. You definitely have to position yourself in this dungeon. But like if you look at this, if I were to actually stand on this ass right here with a 7% buff, it would do not like. But like, the big issue about this is that I have to consistently be attacking. If I'm not attacking, I'm not healing. And there's a lot of moments where bosses actually stop you from attacking. And the other big thing is a nerf that the ring has is that when bosses actually have a shield up, you can't heal through their shield. You actually have to get rid of their shield before you actually heal through them. Because the thing is like, so just come out with like new mechanics where shields are constantly a thing on bosses. So, let's see, what else is going on in the update? That's just my thoughts on the Ring of the Whispering Serpent. So it says, now the next thing that they have is they reduce the performance of armor that had stats that were higher than the standard. So what exactly does that mean? It says, plate armor, Dragonite shoulder armor, Dragonite's body armor, Dragonite's greaves, boots, etc. Basically anything that was a Grand Seer recipe is gonna have reduced performance. So what is it like? What are they trying to say by that? Like, so the max roll is about 530, let's say, for the shoulders. Does that mean they're gonna reduce the stats? I mean, we won't know until tomorrow, and if they do, that's kind of redundant, and it's like a moot point because there's literally gear that's not Grand Seer's equipment that's gonna be 530, so it's actually gonna be more beneficial to grind for dungeon gear versus Grand Seer recipe gear. Which again makes no sense because that's why it's a Grand Seer. I mean, it's a recipe that's in an ancient chest because it far outclasses getting anything in a dungeon. The next thing is mounts. Change the grade of the Fire Main Hound mount from rare to epic. Okay, yeah, check this out. Look, he spit at me and I cannot heal through that. Like that's just impossible. Like, if I stand far enough back, I can make the mistake. No. This is with the ring, devil. I'm just saying, like, this is one of those moments that the ring is not as overpowered as people think because if I get hit hard enough, I can't heal through that. Yeah, you can only... Oh, thank you. Alright, let's go back. And lastly, the event that they have that's actually a pretty good thing that they have going is invasions. It says change the cooldown for invasion quests from 22 hours to 8 hours. Improves the invasion quest rewards. Players may now obtain an Ember of Patience sigils and the Ember of Patience from invasion chests. The item type, amount, and rank obtainable will differ depending on grade and level. So they say grade and level. Does that mean like contribution level? Because nobody has ever reached contribution level 1 and those invasions inside like the actual main cities. The only time I've ever reached contribution 1 is in the invasions down south. But other than that, nobody has been able to actually do it. Let's see. And then it says UI change kicked vote alert. See all that stuff down low. Fix the bug where the system message is not shown when fighting with a dungeon boss. Bug where 2 focuses appear when the cash player moves to selecting a cash shop product. Fixed issue where the last favorite slot would reset when all favorite slots in the marketplace are filled and player. Changes the channel. Fixed issue where the buff effect icon for Hallowed Ground and Furious Warcry when active were not displaying separately. Okay, so those are the main things that this update has to offer. And the 2 things that stood out to me were basically the ring nerf and the Grand Seer like gear. I mean the ancient recipe gear just getting a big nerf. Like, what does that mean? Like, I'm currently in a party with, I mean, you're talking about like your original players. Like, look, we got people like Jerry level 40, Sick with the level 40. The people that have invested more than just time but money into this game, and I'm talking about fat stacks of cash into this game. Just so you can be like, Just kidding. Just let's just change the gear. And 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 I'm talking about people that actually play this game avidly. Like I know there's a lot of people who play this game and do content, but there's people who actually grind this game hard. Like I have 5 different characters of every single class to basically showcase all of its abilities, all level 35 and above, all with good gear, and basically you're basically telling me I have to change up all of my gear because you decided to change your mind on a whim. I mean, thankfully, I'm very flexible and I have rainbow gear for a lot of my stuff, so I can change out certain pieces of stuff. However, other people were not as other other people were definitely not as successful. Okay, that's easy spawning. Alright. Alright, well, there goes another glitch. A prime example of another Murph. So we pretty much just finished an Abby AOB. This is the second time this has happened to me today. Alright, let's wait. I'm just waiting. Yeah, the door is locked. Alright, well there you go. That is the end of that dungeon. No box. I mean, there's nothing more. There's nothing more to just get you more upset about this game than just not only are they just getting this weird update that's coming out, but like now no dungeon box. Like, what better way to highlight this game's like this game's just like incompetence, and I'm not trying to say this to bash the game. Like it is a great game. It was a great game. It has its perks, but like when stuff like this consistently happen, like why does anyone still have the drive to continue playing this game if this consistently happens to them? Like look at this. Like you can't make this up. Like this is me just randomly queuing, with a couple of buddies to finally get something done through the day, and then like do I have to submit a ticket every single time I do a dungeon? And then by the time I'm gonna be hassling GMs every single day. And imagine like all the players that actually just like look at that. I wasted 3 star seed attempts to get through the dungeon, and then now that's pretty much done and over with. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to this game. It is basically, in my opinion, finesse unleashed. It finesses you so hard that you invest into it and it just swindles you for not only your time but your money. And at the same time, you advertise that this game is great, and I as a content creator wanted to showcase this game as great, but it's kind of difficult when I consistently get stuff like this. Like you had a great update, you had a great, massive changes. You had, blind executioner coming down more often. I mean, I completely agree with it for the new players, because the new player base is what's going to keep the game alive. It sucks for all the people, the OGs, but the reality is new players are what's going to keep the game alive. The nerf on the ring, I don't agree with. Keep it at 5% because that's still viable, but at the same time not overpowered. But 7%, I can understand why it's still kind of broken, but don't get rid of it. 5% is the best option to keep everyone happy, but 2% is not enough. Lastly, Storm Chaser having the invasions on our 8-hour timers, it makes a lot more sense because Storm Chaser is probably one of the blessings that don't make sense. The fact that you could actually get Blind Executioner instead of Storm Essence doesn't make any sense because that blessing came beforehand. And lastly, mounts. I mean, you need to really fix the mounts because the fact that Centurion's command is practically impossible. A lot of people consistently ask me that what's the point in even grinding this game if they feel that the developers haven't even played their game at all, and pretty much everyone in the player base is this is still an ongoing beta because they're still making fixes. Like these changes that you have made are so drastic that it's practically more than just a released game. It's not done. So what exactly is the intention and the motive behind all these changes that everyone's doing? Because honestly, I don't agree with it. You know, I may not agree with it because I'm not a game developer. However, I am a content creator, and I try to showcase the games in the best light. And like from the bottom of my heart, I love this game. I put a lot of time, and I've invested a lot of effort into it. It's great. It has its ups and downs, but there's so many downs lately in this game that there's just such a turnoff. Like the new enhancement system is probably by far the best thing that you have done. The first, the way it was originally was probably the worst. The second one, actually even worse. But this new update actually saved your game with the way you enhance, and people actually were able to put in time and effort and actually grind cores. Like the fact that you can actually get cores easily. And I get it. You want people to grind, but not grind so hard where it turns them away from the game. And that's exactly what you've been doing. But with these new updates that have come out, it is going to introduce people, it's going to help people get blind execution, like I said, and Nightwind, and everything else. But like, what about like Centurions came out? Have you thought about that yet? I mean, have you thought about all the other bug glitches? Um, I don't think that nerfing the ring was the right choice because it's going to infuriate other players. And again, if this is a cash grab or you need money to fund the game, then there are other ways to continue doing this and also keep the people happy. Like I said, 5% is a compromise, but if you need funds, the cool things that you can implement in the game that people will actually pay for are cosmetic changes. For example, like let's say character, customization to recreate your character from scratch. Because there's a lot of people who've created their character and they don't like the way it looks now and they want to make certain changes. They will gladly pay money, microtransactions, to actually change their character the way it looks. That's one way to make changes into the game. Memory gems, those are really fantastic in the game. Maybe like make those purchasable because people don't have the time to play games, so they'll just buy memory gems. And people, it's already pay to win. Before, this game was great because it was not pay to win, but now it practically is because you could just buy cosmetics and salvage them and get cores, gold, star seeds, and you can also get armor sigils. So I mean, if it's already a pay to win game, what better way to implement other stuff like that? But like I'm saying, like cosmetics is one way to do it. Let me ask the buddies in the party and see what they think. What do you? Okay, so I pretty much said that cosmetics, character, customization tickets is another way for them to make money. Like, what do you guys think is another way for them to make money? The name change scrolls. Oh yeah, they already nerfed the ring, but like that's a mistake. They need to fix that. So that's the way that yeah. But what else besides that? Any other thoughts? Oh yeah. Well, there you go. They said that this is from people that have actually grinded this game hard and they've already had blind executioner while it was at 3,000 talents. Is that they said they want the game to be more enjoyable because as of right now it's just kind of like a slap in the face. And like all these key. Look, they bought off all the abyssal keys. Look, all the abyssal keys are bought out. Seal chest keys are actually cheap again. Look, all these keys are, look, there's literally 17 keys for 30,000 a piece. You don't even need to do this anymore because like blind executioner is 1,000 talents. So, well, that's pretty much it. That concludes the video. Sorry it took so long, guys, but I really wanted to emphasize everything that went through, and with the update. And I wanted to show you guys what exactly is happening. And the last two things, I mean, I gotta mention. Let's see. I think I skipped the general. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I said. So the general stats, I said the automatic guild leadership system is now functioning properly. Fix the bug where the server goes down if a player changes the class skill while the ranger is preparing for combat. Fix the bug where some metropolitan teleposts inside Sperios were not functioning properly. And fix the bug where the system message that appears when once begins fighting with the boss is not shown. How about actually fixing the fact that when a player goes down in an abyssal dungeon, they can't open their box? Or how about fixing the bug where Abyssal Altar of Blood, the boss is invisible in the first room and the boss just doesn't pop up in the third room? Or how about fixing the fact that the gate shuts? Or lastly, how about actually what was I gonna say? Actual bugs in the game. Yeah, like actual bugs. There's so many bugs in this game. Like and actually implementing an actual blessing or an altar inside every single dungeon, so you can actually change your blessings in there. Because there's just so many things that are so easy to implement into the game, and you can actually do it to make the game so much better and run so much smoother. But and I'm pretty sure countless people have told you, and I get, like, you have to run a game and you have to do what you can to make money and also make the game great. But there's just certain things that are being completely ignored and neglected. But alright guys, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, so take it easy and have a good one. Remember to follow the socials, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at the Guitarist 562. My Twitch is the Guitarist 562, but on my Xbox gamer tag is the Guitarist TV. Again, if you guys really do enjoy it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And if you agree with what I said, or you have your own opinions, please feel free to share it, because I want to make my videos a thread and an open platform for you guys to share your opinions, because at the end of the day, other people stream the game, but no one actually uploads as much content as I do daily, so they can actually review it and see people's real-time reactions to the changes that are happening in the game. So again, thank you guys for watching, and take it easy. Peace.